What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Make sure to like and sub, and let's get into this. It's always sad when someone loses their job, unless, of course, it's people that went along with horrible capitulation of destroying a product specifically for narrative and agenda. Not saying that's what this is, but that's probably what some of this is. Sony has announced the cut of 900 PlayStation employees, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, and The Last of Us studios among those affected. In this case, or rather the latest case of a video game developer being forced to reduce their workforce after failing to adequately realize their own overzealous expansion plans, Sony has announced that their PlayStation division will soon be saying goodbye to roughly 900 of their colleagues from across the globe. Sony's standing as the latest entity to suffer a staffing hit amidst the industry's ongoing wave of layoffs was first confirmed on the morning of January 27th, courtesy of a message first shared internally. So now I guess they're just letting us all know. The PlayStation community means everything to us, so I felt it was important to update you on a difficult day at our company, explained Ryan in introduction to the public blog post. We have made the extremely hard decision to announce our plan to commence a reduction of our overall headcount globally by 8%, or about 900 people, subject to local law and consultation processes. Employees across the globe, including our studios, are impacted. These are incredibly talented people who have been part of our success, and we are very grateful for their contributions, he added. However, the industry has changed immensely, and we need to future ready ourselves to set the business up for what lies ahead. We need to deliver on expectations from developers and gamers and continue to propel future technology in gaming. So we took a step back to ensure we are set up to continue. Gaming companies have gotten lazy AF. We've all seen it. What used to be amazing, complete games now come out broken. They take a year of patches. They turn everyone off. They come out with features that should have been there. There aren't. Looking at you, Halo Infinite, who took like a year, 6 months to a year. Oh, just like I said, it takes a year. 6 months to a year before we even saw co-op. A Halo game launched without co-op, and that's just one example of many games, not to mention the horrible narrative decisions that are now made in games. No, and thanks to, in a large part, actually, to companies like Sweet Baby Inc., who have infiltrated, because that's what they do. They infiltrate and they take over and alienate, and then, well, we see the results. The people get fired because of it, unfortunately. To this end, Ryan revealed in his internal message that in addition to the aforementioned global staffing cuts, this company restructuring would also specifically result in the complete closure of PlayStation's London studio, perhaps best known for their work on the SingStar series, and significant reductions at Horizon Call of the Mountain VR developer Firesprite Studios. In a separate blog post, head of PlayStation Studios head, well, that's their writing, Hermit Hulst confirmed that the layoffs would also affect, and here we go, Marvel's Spider-Man 2 developer Insomniac Games, The Last of Us series developer Naughty Dog, and Sony's technology, creative, and support teams. Oh, good. So if you have something wrong, you'll have even less help. We've brought brilliant and successful studios into our family. We have invested in new technology and partnerships. We have recruited talent from across our industry and beyond, but growth itself is not an ambition. I don't think you can do it the way you're doing it. And by the way, Helldivers has just proved that all you need to do is make a good game. Doesn't matter if it's AA or AAA. If it's good, if it's got a good gameplay loop, if it's not predatory, if the microtransactions are an aside, not the main thing, and if your shit works, because yes, Helldivers works. When it not working was like people not having to wait in line just because it was so popular, not because it was broken. But I haven't had to wait for days. So the point is, if you just make a good game, it'll be fine. But the things they've been doing, very bad. Very bad. And now we're seeing the results of this. Unfortunately for those curious, both Holt and Sony have yet to provide any details as to which titles have now found themselves on the cutting room floor. So they've canceled some games in late stage production. The cuts are but the latest in a string of layoffs currently sweeping across the Western video game industry. As previously reported, thanks to spending the last 4 years over expanding their operations under the belief that the COVID lockdown video game boom would last forever, numerous companies, and they list them, even video game streaming platform Twitch, have seen their workforces absolutely shredded in service of cost cutting. Well, and I think the bigger thing is it's the product. It's the same thing that Marvel has now experienced, where they just put out too much shit for lack of a better term, literally and figuratively. The quality was substandard, and this is sort of like superhero fatigue, video game fatigue. It's not fatigue of that, any of that, and it's not the boom isn't over. It's just you're not releasing anything worth playing, because as we see, when you do release something worth playing, everyone is playing Helldivers right now, which is what I'm going to do right after this. Because if you're not spreading freedom and democracy to the alien hordes, the automaton hordes on Melvalon Creek right now, then I don't know what to say to you. I don't know what to say to you. Do what's right for Super Earth, and rip to some of these people. But if you were in Naughty Dog or Insomniac Games, maybe not rip so much. Maybe you deserved it. So stop pushing your agenda. Go back to making good games, and this won't be an issue. Let me know what you think of this. Like, share, sub. If you've done that, thank you. You guys are doing it. Thank you. And if you're going to do that, thank you. And well,
bye.